So guys, what is going on? We're back to another video. So it's been a few days, and basically the reason why there's been no daily uploading, I just don't want to bang out a video just for the sake of banging out a video. Actually going to do one that's going to be quite interesting, and basically do another update on this lockdown scenario. Of course, it is another 3 weeks now. Got extended yesterday, and today the EFL club's chairman has actually spoken to us fans and obviously football clubs of all the EFL. During the Premier League, we had their own sort of chat. We've basically been given ours, being the Championship, League 1, League 2. Some very interesting stuff coming out this morning. And to where was I got this from? Obviously, if you people want to go and read some more on the subject I'm about to obviously speak of, just go on the Hartlepool Mail, football in Middlesbrough, and you'll see it. It's pretty much there. If you type in Borough 24/7 into Google search engine, comes up first one, click it, and then of course it comes up with the EFL sort of spokesman, etc, etc, and you go from there, and it sort of redirects you to the page that obviously I got this particular article from. Very interesting stuff as I was reading it, and I guess there's some high points in there for us fans, but of course the lowest points being that, you know, football's going to be getting paid behind closed doors just to ensure that the obviously league finishes. Do I agree with it? Of course, I'll speak a bit more on the side of this video about my thoughts based on the football, about the current pandemic and everything else that's going on. But of course, everyone's keeping safe, and obviously everyone's following the government's guideline. That's the most important thing at the moment. You know, ensuring sort of safety towards the country and trying to get back to normal life, if you like. You know, as soon as possible. That's the most important thing. So, and of course, keeping safe. So, the EFL club's chairman, Rick Parry, obviously came out this morning and spoke to us. Obviously, this was uploaded onto the website at 10:13 AM on the Hartlepool Mail. And I'll just go through exactly what I wrote down. Starts off with EFL have told supporters of the Championship clubs that concluding the 2019-20 campaign remains their goal, but it's likely to happen behind closed doors, or should I say, likely to happen without crowds in the stadiums. So behind closed doors, and obviously that means without crowds inside the stadiums. That's the downside for us, of course, especially with clubs trying to fight for obviously promotion. Of course, Leeds fans obviously trying to get to obviously try and win the league. West Brom obviously second. If your club does finish off the season, your club does get promoted out obviously I would say out of League 1, out of League 2, or even out the Championship, you won't actually be able to go inside the stadium, obviously, to celebrate your team, which is a bit of a low point. Very much a low point. A bit gutting, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, say if you are one of them fans of one of them football clubs, you can't actually go and celebrate with your team. So that is a little bit of a gutting one to happen. Of course, the letter goes on. In a letter to supporters of all the EFL clubs, Chairman Rick Parry has reassured supporters that the aim is to complete the league when it is safe to do so. Of course, that's just obvious. And then of course to finish off with the little bit that I wrote down, he also reassured supporters that of course they are in, or should I say they're trying to sort it out, so that they can actually stream every single game so that nobody misses out on any of the action. So the high point is the fact that, you know, you do get, you know what I mean, so say if the obviously league continues in the next coming weeks or in the next month or whatever, we all get to see our team obviously play. That's obviously a high point. Unfortunately for us, it's inside our houses. We can't actually go out and actually enjoy it with other fans, etc. You know what I mean? So if you live on your own, you've got to kind of watch it on your own. But of course, on a positive note, of course, then you still get to still watch your football team play. You know, the downside is obviously what I've already said. If you're in League 2, top of the league or second, trying to fight for promotion, you can't be inside the stadium watching it with your team. You can't celebrate the promotion. Same as League 1, League 2, Championship. That is the only downside to all this sort of stuff, is that, you know, of course you want the league to continue. Of course you want to see your team obviously go out of that league into the obviously different league. But the biggest downside of it is that, you know, you can't be inside the stadium with the players and going crazy inside the stands, because of course, you know, given the current pandemic, we can't actually leave the houses, so it's hardly that anyone's going to be able to go inside the stadiums. Does football need to continue at its present day? Of course, it's one of them. It's going to be flipped either way. The people and the fans and the football clubs that are obviously first and second inside of any sort of league throughout the EFL are going to say yes, please, let's have it back on. Anybody else is going to say does it really matter? I think safety on the country comes first, and that's where I sort of stand with it. Okay, my team is not even inside the bottom three of the Championship. My team is sort of aiming towards mid-table, might not finish there. Of course, say if the league does continue, we might end up getting relegated. Who knows? But I think there is a bit more to it than what it is right now, and I think we don't realistically need the football to come back at this moment in time. The most important thing is that everyone stays safe, stays at home. That's the most important thing. I mean, I've seen all sorts of stuff coming out today, but I didn't want to sort of express anything else on this video that I didn't think was obviously true. That one there, I've obviously researched and obviously, listen, that's obviously my source. I had to put me, I've got everything written down, so I thought that was probably the best one to bring you all. But it's one of those where football is most of everyone's life. Everyone sort of lives and breathes football, and of course other things out of their life. But, you know, on a Saturday afternoon, you know, the majority of the people inside the country or even worldwide, they love to go to their football stadium and they love to go and watch their team. That's just the way football is. Everyone's missing football, but of course I think that's sort of like in the back of everyone's head at the minute is obviously football coming back. I think the most important thing is that everyone stays safe. Football doesn't need to continue this season. I don't think this season needs to be finished, in my opinion. You know, go again next season, whenever that may be. It might be the fact that we have to start in next July or next February, whenever. The most important thing is that we obviously assure safety on the country, and you know, that's the most important thing. I think, of course, these people want to get this sort of league done, and I think a lot of it comes down to money. I really, really do. I think the reason why the Premier League and obviously, you know, the Premier League and the EFL want to obviously finish their seasons because if they don't, they may lose money, etc. That's what I honestly do think, but again, I could be wrong. But again, listen, it's just my opinion on it. As I've said before, clubs, fans and teams, you know, are obviously fighting for promotion, want this season to continue, I'm sure, but if you look at an overall scale, we don't realistically need it to. You know, safety among the whole country is the most important thing. But listen, if it does return, of course I'll watch it. Why wouldn't I watch it? Of course I will watch it if it does continue. But I do think that the most important thing for us at this moment in time is to forget any sort of football coming back, etc., and just try and focus, obviously, on the safety of the country. Again, NHS, again, clapping last night for them. And they're doing an absolutely amazing job, and I cannot thank them enough. Single-handedly, they're doing absolutely fantastically. I'm sure everybody around the country is thanking them on a daily basis. You know what I mean? That's what somebody, we're about to work, that came to my work, and one of them's doing 4 18-hour shifts on the bounce, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. The amount of effort they're actually going through to ensure the safety on the country, it cannot be thanked enough. So thank you to everybody at the NHS, especially if anybody's watching this video from the NHS. Thank you so much. Absolute heroes. And as I say, you know, that's the most important thing, isn't it? Just to keep us all safe. Of course, everyone's missing the football. I'm missing the football. Everyone's missing it. I'm missing my accumulators on a Saturday. Missing my bloody 100 to 1 hackers that don't ever come in. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is obviously keep everybody safe. And, you know what I mean, just try and keep safe. And that's the most important thing. But like I say, I thought I'd bring you that today. That was what the club's EFL chairman's recently come out and said. About the current football, so there you go. It's pretty much been said. You know, it's going to be behind closed doors, no crowds inside the stadium, but they will try and ensure the fact that we can actually get them streamed so we can watch our team play. Guess there's a few positives in there. Of course, the biggest negative, the biggest downfall of it is the fact that we can't actually go into the stadium. But obviously, you know, when it does come back on our screens, at least then we can watch it on our screens. Obviously, hoping that they don't bring in the iFollow, because of course the iFollow charges money. Hopefully it's fully free, fully streamed. The one thing I do worry about is the fact of people that bought obviously season tickets for this season. Well, they've obviously been cut short. Do they get so much off for next season, etc.? Who knows on that way of things. But like I say, anything that comes out of the football world at the minute, I will bring to you all the time. Of course, a few days ago, I did bring out about the players that Borough will be losing out of contract. Again, I've seen a lot of rumours about the fact that they could be extending loan deals in, etc. Because, of course, games have not been played yet. So, of course, players that are loaned and players that are out of contract could be staying at the club until all games are played, until the end of the season. Of course, guessing to whenever that is. But as always, people, thank you for watching me. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. We are very close to 3K subscribers. So please do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment as well. Check out my social medias, link inside the description. Your boy is on TikTok. Go and give me a like down there, and I'll see you soon. Up the border.